Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video on this channel. As you know, I'm Easy and you're watching Cold.Blooded.Envisions. If this is your first time watching with us, thank you for joining. Appreciate you. And today we're down here in the reptile room once again. And those Gila Monsters I just picked up, we're gonna put them in brumation. So as I mentioned in the last video, if you saw it, I just picked up these 4 Gila Monsters and they were being cooled for brumation before I picked them up. And now that I picked them up, I'm gonna continue with that process. I've kept them in a cool room up to this point. I've looked them over, they look pretty good. And so I feel like I'm comfortable enough to let them fulfill that process and go into brumation. So what I'm gonna do, I've got these big containers here. I've drilled 3 holes on each side. And they're pretty decent sized holes. I don't know if you can see them, but basically I'm just gonna fill this up with a little bit of substrate at the bottom. And then we'll put them in there and then I'll let them finish out that brumation. But so when you put these guys into brumation, you want to keep them at a cool temperature. For Gila Monsters, they say between 60 and 50 degrees is recommended. Most people say 55, but I would say do your research. Don't take my word for it. This is actually my, I want to say, 3rd time putting Gila Monsters into brumation. But it's actually necessary for breeding. If you want them to actively breed, you definitely want to look into brumating them. So anyway, here's the first one. It's one of my males. It's a really nice Gila Monster. Got one of the nicest patterns I've ever seen on a Gila Monster. I'm excited about this one. Hopefully it'll produce some babies looking really similar. But actually, before I go ahead and add him, here's a water bowl here. And actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put 2 of the Gila Monsters in each bin. So this one's got some dust in his eye, so I want to take that out so he's not being irritated. All right, this is the one that had the broken toe, so also got to be careful with that. Yeah. It looks like it's healed over though, so maybe I don't really have to worry, but as you can see, the bin has plenty of room for the one, and they're going to be pretty much laying still, so it's not like they need plenty of water or plenty of room to wander around. This is not where they live. And then I'm also going to put the female that I plan to pair them with in here as well. Oh, she's looking feisty over here. See, they're both really dark and they've got unique looking patterns on them, so I thought these might be a nice pair. The only thing is I wish that she was as bright orange as he is. But yeah, they're pretty girthy. All right. And so I've got the male and the female here. Now, you don't have to, but I got locking lids because I don't want any issues. And so they're gonna stay in here most likely through the end of February, beginning of March. Set one down. Actually, I'm gonna put it over here. All right. Now the second bin, I've already got substrate in, so we're not gonna worry about that. I've just gotta add this water bowl on one side. Actually, I'm just gonna add a little more substrate in here. It's slightly damp, but it's not wet. And then this one here is the second male. This one's a bit bigger. But they're all really chill because they're cool. And look at this one, the base of its tail is really black. And then, well, the bottom of the tail, I've never seen one like that. Normally the bands go all the way around. And then as you can see, the bands are really narrow all the way down the tail, and they're pretty nice orange. So I'm excited for this one also. I'd like to see what these ones come out like. And the last one, the biggest for last, is a female. Gotta be careful with her, she's feisty too. At least last time I seen her, she was. But that's the bigger male, so I figured I'd put him with the bigger female. You also want to give these guys a nice look over when you're getting ready to put them in a brumation. You don't want to have any issues that you could have addressed beforehand. Aside from their crazy, ugly looking nails, look pretty good. Really sluggish. Now I'll put the water in after the video, but yeah, it's as simple as that. And then you just slowly cool them down. So right now the other room where they're gonna be at and where they've been kept at is around 70 degrees, a little bit less than that. And then they're gonna be in that room for a short amount of time, about a week or two. And then I'll put them down to like mid 60s. And then hopefully I can get them down to the 50s, mid 50s. And then they'll stay like that until January, and then I'll start to warm things up. But yeah, really nice looking animals. And they're really super dark, but they don't have a lot of movement. They're really sluggish because they've already been cooled for a while. So anyway, I'll get them put away. Then I'll get some water in there, and then they'll go down. And then I'll check on them periodically throughout the process, throughout the time, like once every 2 weeks or something like that. Just take a peek at them, won't mess with them. I'll maybe touch them like once or twice throughout the brumation process just to make sure that they're breathing okay and nothing seems wrong, and change their water. But this is my first time, so again, do your research. This is my third time, so again, do your research. But it's definitely necessary if you're looking to breed Gila Monsters. I've done it with Mexican bearded lizards without the brumation process, but I've been brumating it for, again, the last 3 years. So hopefully we'll continue, and hopefully we'll get to see more babies this coming season. Hopefully we'll get some eggs from these guys. So anyway, I appreciate you watching. If you like this video, or if you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Hopefully